For Vishwananda, this Amy Rose, and all these people from Gora Haridas. It's a setup here from Dubai. I've been under surveillance. And you know, this principal, she's been very clever, a very clever person. They can use my community members, anyone they like in the UAE. Uh, please be very careful. Don't ever, try not to come to UAE, United Arab Emirates. Paramahamsa Vishwananda, this is a message. I wonder if I'm connected to you. Please be very careful. They set up this very clever people. At the time in year 2000, they put this feeling in me that I'm feeling the principal and she's watching me. Then I would calm down. Otherwise, there would be men's voice and all this. Principal wanted me to go insane because I saw something in her. Even now, like trying to sleep, so the UAE would use this against me. This is a setup, this whole Gora Haridas thing. Although it's 6 years ago, whatever they're saying. They're going to tell me that I'm psycho and I should go see a psychiatrist. But the moment I see a psychiatrist in Dubai, you know what's going to happen here in Dubai. They won't even consider my case as what actually it is. I went out the day and saw these foreigners really happy, just watching them eating Indian food and all this, South Indian food. Not my taste, and I was like, wow, they're really enjoying this. Someone's also, so in Dubai, they're reading my thoughts. And although this Gora Haridas thing is there since 6, 7 years on, I don't know what very strange thing is happening. So they put the principles, also this feeling that the principle is stuck on me. Like Sayyid Yusuf Zaidi sent me an email saying stuck on you. Gulzar, principal's husband's name was Zaidi, although we have a neighbor whose name is is also Shia. I don't suspect him in any way because he is also a teacher in Karachi. But I started to get very scared about Yusuf. I started to suspect Yusuf Zaidi. Yusuf Zaidi. So I don't know what this is actually. I can't get my head to try and understand this. Okay, I'm in Dubai. It's very dangerous here for me. All that bureaucracy and, this professional stuff. It's very painful what the principal has done to me since year 2000. And this Gora Haridas, what actually could this be? So I know that in Dubai also I've been harassed by a man when I went out. Hello and all this. Telling me hello, like that. In a subtle way. So the sheikhs, the leaders can destroy people. Because when I saw this Gora, I found out through his live stream when he came to help me that he is a fake. He's a fake. So, and yeah, there might be women who want to sleep with, like he said, but he didn't read my comment, what I commented, that how many, and on Facebook, his group is private, it's not a public forum. So I said that in the comment section, I put there, and they've made life very difficult. This is what the sheikhs have set up to do. This is another thing. I suspect a Dubai sheikh or a Abu Dhabi sheikh wanting to do this to me. Here. So they found out that I'm Radha Rani. They've been following me. They sent Hamad Alwan a long time ago to say that he would complain against me to the Dubai police here. Before that, Saima Peer said that. And her now she's married here to an Arab. So the Arab husband called my father, right? If I don't stop, then all this threatening to take action against me here in Dubai. And a very clever man, this Gora Haridas is. So even like, some leaders, principal, for 4 years, how like Hassad Khan was, later on he realized that I really did care for him, and he actually put himself down to honor me, my izzat. He, so there are very few people like this. So, they've given me a hard time, like due to my condition and not having much money. I have to use taxis, and I wish I could use the public bus, and all this I can't use the public bus. The principal also started to put this blame on me, be straight. When I told her that I've taken a test, something happened. I started to feel, which I didn't want to feel, and in St. Joseph's College. And I saw some signs from the principal. Now she, they evade and all this. They ignore people. Very good at this. And Dubai has a lot of money, Dubai sheikhs. Even the Arabs are one of the richest ones and all this. So they're using this. They may be using someone like Gora Hari and all. Oh, they've got a plan. They've got a big. Although my warning, I don't think God is going to get to Dubai or against these sheikhs. Because against my enemies, God could not get them. One day maybe. The Indians are here. And so please watch out, Burma, For Vishwananda. I suspect UAE is setting up this Dubai Sheikh and all that. Please be careful. Don't come So I'm having a lot of stress as Devi is revealing, reconfirming what I saw in college. And here also, um, please be careful. Whether I'm connected to you, I just want to make sure that you remain safe and don't come to Dubai. Be careful to the UAE. Don't come. It's sometimes. So this principal's voice is coming and trying to melt. No, I have a weak heart, faint, but she's not a good, trustworthy person. She put the blame on me, and whether it is true, the Devi is telling me, Zahra Auntie's Devi, my grand aunt who had the Devi when she was alive, that what it wasn't without any basis that I suspected her. It just came out of the blues to me. Um, there was this sometimes like reading of Amrita Ramlochan's once I read Amrita Ramlochan's mind. I said, oh, you're thinking of that friend of yours now who's gone back to Trinidad. And she said, yes. And I was like shocked too. So sometimes it just opened up for me. I could find out a person's real self or something, what they've done in the past. Not always, but with the principal, I thought this happened. That looking at her as she was coming towards me, uh, I went to her house to invite her, once an open invitation. I saw that she was I've already said it on the page I've made for her. I kept it for the longest time inside of me. You know, there are people on the pretext of help and love and all this, they can fool you to no end. And in Dubai, it's like I'm withering because I felt that this setup for me, although it's 6 years old, 7 years old, group here on Facebook, on YouTube, it's public, but on Facebook they've made a private group. Although it's 6 years old or 7 years old, they have videos. I feel something is wrong. Like, you know, the perfume I like, a very cheap perfume. Then it goes out of stock. Something I like in the supermarket or store, and I buy it, and then I don't see it anymore. It's very strange here. Okay? So I buy these, I go to a cheap shop, cheaper than, you get very cheap perfumes there, but very good quality. And then the next time I see that the perfume I liked, it's all out of stock. And things like that happening here are very subtle. This thing, what do you call it? It's been going on, I've been observing. It's a very subtle kind of harassment, and you know, the taxi drivers won't act good, and things like that. Um, and when I'm disturbed, I, give warnings and all this. And so they, some people, they just don't have that clemency or understanding. And so, but, so I lost faith in the sheikhs or help, proper help. They are giving financial help and free supermarket like that. But on the other hand, they're also making, like the water pressure would go down, and it gets to me in this state, traumatized and all this, so a little bit. When a person is traumatized, even a little thing gets to me. So they're not helping me in that way. They want to suffocate, keep me like, all the time disturbed. And the principal also, long time ago, or she hired someone. So, okay, I could be ungrounded thinking that I'm connected with Paramahamsa Vishwananda. Okay, I said that I don't believe in Hinduism, but he said, yeah, that's good, Gora Hari Das. But then he himself, like, what is Lord Chaitanya? Isn't that Hinduism, and isn't Vaishvanite Hinduism? So they actually believe in the revelations and Lord Chaitanya's thing. So how do they believe in that? Or they say symptoms and all this, but isn't that Hinduism? So on one hand against Hinduism, and on the other hand Lord Chaitanya, Hindu. Was he a Hindu, Vishwanite? And Sri Krishna, and they say Radha Rani Swami. They're Indian gods and goddesses. So that's, for me, it's like I don't believe in Hinduism because I haven't done enough research. It's vast. I can't even do research on the Quran. As I'm going, discovering, and a few verses were enough for me, and then I listen on the internet. It's very, very tough for me. It takes my energy, it's draining. All the time I feel my energy is draining. There's a subtle, uh, but it gets to me very much. So even the sheikhs, I feel, are, and this principle. So, to love someone, it's very dangerous. Although I kept God, people are very treacherous, very devious. And I feel that this group has been connected to UAE. So please don't come here. Vishwananda, Paramahamsa Vishwananda. Go anywhere else. That time when Hasad Khan, I was connecting, and I played a song, your Michael Bolton song, right? Missing You Now. Because I had Hasad Khan and I, Hasad Khan and I, Hasad Khan was not willing to, we were not willing to separate that night. But I had to go back when Zulfikar was with us. So you know what? I said something on Facebook because Paramahamsa Vishwananda looks like Hasad Khan. You know where the taxi driver dropped me? It was wh- during that time, the taxi driver dropped me near the petrol pump, not even going to the place. He said, oh, he missed the turning and all this. He said, they're very clever people. And then coming back home also, he missed, another taxi driver missed a turning and dropped me like I've got bags and all this. And I had to save money because every penny for me counts here. So I didn't, then we have to, the roads are terribly made here and the entrance is terrible. It's very hard. Taxi drivers give me trouble coming to the main entrance. So what happened is he missed. Then we have to take a long road or something, come back and go to the entrance. And so, and if you come across such a clever person, it can damage your life. So, although my intentions were good, now in this madness, I really cannot take it. The principal बहुत धोखा दिया और असियत में रखा है इन्होंने मुझे और सुनने she didn't want to listen to what I honestly, like you say, please mummy or miss, can we have a honest talk about this? Like I was thinking how to tell her. So that she knows I'm not using her or anything. But I did go, like sometimes it got too much for me to take. And I went to my therapist and I said, I don't know where this feeling is coming from. I wasn't a lesbian. She said, yes, you were not a lesbian. I've taken a test long time ago in 1985 when I was transferred to her from Dr. Todd, the Karachi American School doctor. So I went back to her and I said, can you please take the test again? She said, I've taken your test years back. You are straight. Psychological test, she's done her PhD from this, although I don't believe in this Punjabi Kashmiri woman. She's a liar, but she did her PhD from Stanford University. And she's been a pioneer in clinical psychology in Pakistan, in Karachi especially there. But she used to go to Islamabad. She's a very old woman now. So there Mrs. Hassan joined and started to do, she did her PhD, but while she was doing her PhD there, I went to her because I was transferred to her by Dr. Todd and not to Farooq Ahmad as yet, the head of Clinical Psychology, Institute of Clinical Psychology, Karachi. So then this is a like bona fide, but Dr. Farooq Ahmad was terrible. Head of psychology department in Karachi University too. Principle is I realized that even love cannot save someone. Love cannot save someone. A very selfish woman putting the blame on me to be straight. She acted very self-defensive or she got offended by me saying that I took a test and it came. So I said I had to wait. So she said, why do you have to, wait for such a long time? And she turned like strange on me. And at the age of, so this was in 1996, and the principal was born somewhere in 1931. I don't know. So at that age, to protect her reputation and all, I think, she became self-defensive. And then she started to repeat herself over the phone in London when I would call her. In Karachi, she was, when I'd call her, she would tell me, she would keep repeating, be straight, be straight. And then when I took my mother, be straight, she was a very strong lady. These Arabs, like, she was born in Yemen, Aden. These wicked people are very, very strong. And they live long. So they've got me so badly, I cannot tell you. Okay, so who do I tell? I don't know who to tell, but this is my help for me. I've spoken there, I'm trying to sleep. They're hurting my chest. This lady is a criminal lady, criminal-minded, Mrs. Munira Gulzar. Although, like, I was like, oh my God. Initially in college years, I was like, oh my God, I found this really gorgeous lady. Allahu Akbar. Faith is breathed into me. She breathes faith into me. And I was crying in the car when, she was really nice with me. Things like that in St. Joseph's College, in her occupation. But sometimes she can act, but, and I thought, no, her heart is clean. She's not a malicious lady that she would go out of her way to, but for self-defense. Oh, so they can act very, very good. Very clement, and you'd feel, yes, giving us a blind eye, as she said, when you put lipstick on or eyeliner on. And Sarvat Bozai, like, I was like, oh my God, Sarvat Bozai, the council member at that time, when she was reading out the poem, I never said it out loud. I just said inside myself, I thought, oh my God, she's taken the words from her heart, that the principle brings out the best in us. She turned out to be a very cunning lady, selfish, not magnanimous. I've one page or one album on the page I've made for her. Like for years, I couldn't make out what is this principal. What kind of a lady is she? And so I don't know why. Just going to her house, inviting her for my, giving her an open invitation. I don't know why I felt that thing, something just came to me about her. That, yeah, She's a lesbian. Can you imagine? Nothing. It's not that she's scolding me or she wouldn't come. It was just going there to invite her, going to her place to invite her, give her an open invitation. And at that time, I was like, God has given me a miracle. I was killing myself. Miss Dissa, I was attempting suicide. And so when God gave me a miracle, everything just, Miss Dissa's thoughts, memories that were hurting me were gone. My mind became blank. Before that, they were so painful. Not only the restless separation, neurosis and all, but also like truth. Speak the truth. That's that. It's like that दीवार. तुम्हारा बाप चोर है. If someone puts that label on you, that you are a liar, and you become so self-conscious, and then you're always struggling to not be a liar, to be honest, to work hard. Sometimes even the environment is very challenging, like in Karachi, and even like the parents would do this. Is that if someone would call, they would say, "Oh, tell them we're not there," like lying. My father would say, "I'm coming at this time," but he would never end up coming at that time. And my father has lied to us, right? So in that environment of lying, parents lying, father lying a lot, it's difficult for the child to learn how to be honest at all times and not lie. But thank God, so I had this teacher, Miss Asteria Desa, who taught me where to drill it in, really, to be truthful and all this. However, even then, like they felt I was a liar and I was lying. They just put that Dr. Todd, the Karachi American School psychologist, put this label on me that I'm a liar. But not in everything. I did not lie. I loved Miss Tissa purely, with a pure heart. Parma, so why am I explaining all these things? My neck is because I'm very panic struck, and you know how people are here, even on the internet. Like you need to see a psychiatrist, but if I go to a psychiatrist, I would be. They would just say, "Oh, it's you have to take medication." Psychiatrists will not. They will look at how much dosage you need and all this. They don't think they can't make a case or anything. There was one psychiatrist asking me if my teacher, Miss Dessa, was real or whether she was someone I've just imagined. Miss Asteria Dessa. She's in a Rashid hospital. I thought that was funny. Strange things. So, when you see that the leaders and there's no honesty, and there's foul play, then God can't do much. Even the Hindu gods. You see, Sri Krishna failed, Sadhguru said. Oh my God. And I felt Gora Haridas after that last live stream. Like it's coming, it's like surrounding me, come in my bath, in the bathroom. I'm panic struck. I mean, like, what am I to say? Om, or what mantra shall I say to protect myself and to keep myself like not panic about this. Very scary. Okay, they can discredit, like change the whole. You are mental. तुम्हें वो है वहम है principal. She's mentally crazy. So we waited. I think God. Now it's high time because the principal's. I didn't want the principal's reputation to be harmed, but Allah, they put me in such a asiyat, like our sometimes feeling a man, sometimes feeling principal. But I mean, I couldn't help but come out, get angry sometimes very badly. Call her a prostitute, start abusing and all this. But the truth is that I I think what God actually did, I didn't want to, was that as long as she was working, her work is very important to her. So now she's like 90 years old, and no one is going to believe me. But maybe even Miss Desai has passed away. So if Miss Desai was alive, I could have asked her. Because she was also Miss Desai's student. So if I could have asked if Miss Desai could speak to me, I could have asked her, was it because of this student that you started to become suspicious about me and you could not believe me? Although I lied to you, made excuses, but my love for her was pure. I was supposed to marry my cousin, but thank God it changed. And there's also a lady in London told me that there's someone after you people. So please get help. Someone who's trying to ruin your life. So I told this to the principal over the phone. You're like this, Mr. Raj Gupta. He was helping me out. He was calling me. We kept in touch. But mostly he would call me. And it's like I mostly would be calling the principal. She never once. Very few times she would call me, maybe to ask me for something. Or to tell me that her son is getting married. Come and pick up the card, invitation card, things like that. So these people are very clever at disguising, covering up what they've done. And they're very, like, in public relations, they're very good. Maybe the prince. So even if the principal was a lesbian, like I prayed to God for her. I prayed to God, and I never told anyone until this compulsion and madness in year 2000. Over the internet, I would get angry. She started to blame me for things. I'm 16, you're here, but I don't have my glasses on. She started to tell me to discipline myself, and she was, she didn't. Whereas, I would go down on my knees too. So Paramahamsa I feel connected with Paramahamsa. So a mother asked Paramahamsa, will my daughter go to heaven? And he said, no. He said, so then if you want to ask the Guru, then you should be prepared. Because you see, the mother was then not prepared for that answer. M16, sorry, I'm trying to look for my reading glasses. I'm quite distraught and all. Sorry, I can't read your messages right now. Where am I? Sorry. Oh, they fell and I found them now. So what is this? Sorry, I'm not celebrating Eid. I'm not a Muslim. M16. Hello, happy Eid to you. Good. Sorry, I'm not in. Stop this. M16. Please, I'm not a Muslim. Do you not realize that I'm not a Muslim? Why do you come here harassing me like this? You want to celebrate Eid, you celebrate Eid. Leave us alone. Who has sent you here? I'm not a Muslim. Why do you want to impose this Eid thing, celebration on me? You Muslims are too much. Zalim, wicked. It is more than a culture festival. Who said it's a religious one? Yes. I'm not a Muslim. Do you not get it? M16, do you not get it? I'm not a Muslim. This is not a cultural festival. When you tell a Muslim like Miss Shafiqa Fikri, Happy Valentine's Day, she said or Happy Nowruz. She said, why Happy Valentine's Day? And why Happy Nowruz? The Iranis, from my grandmother's side, we celebrated Nowruz. But these Muslims, Sunni Muslims, she was like, no, I don't celebrate Nowruz. It's not in our religion. M16, do you not get it that I'm not a Muslim? So please stop coming here and stop harassing me. Okay? I'm already very disturbed. Why are you bringing religion here? Have some आप लोगों को कुछ consideration है लोगों की बस अपना इस्लाम थोपना है दूसरों पे blindly following Islam. I told you things you have said are not valid in the Quran ayats. They're against the Quran ayats. Now, if you have Prophet Muhammad, why are you saying, excuse me, sir? There is no way that I'm celebrating Eid. No way. If I tell you Happy Nowruz on Nowruz Day, will you accept that? Not being an Iranian Shia. I mean, just because in the Iranian culture, even if you're a Shia, you celebrate, they still celebrate, some of them, Nowruz. What if I come to your place, your channel, you're giving your dukras about your case, and I tell you Happy Nowruz, Happy Christmas, Merry Christmas. Will you like it? My goodness, what kind of people are you, wicked? Oh Lord, someone help me. Against these Muslims. They're bent on having me celebrate, and I don't know, they're bent on this Eid. I'm not celebrating Eid. I should be saying happy Eid to you because you're a Muslim. Sure, if it is of my culture to celebrate it, of your culture, right? What if it is not your culture to celebrate it? Or even your religion? Would you like it? Would you accept it? What if you're speaking against the Zoroastrian religion? Or where does Nowruz come from? Springtime. What if you're speaking against that culture and that religion? And I come to you and say, happy about that culture. What's in that culture? I say happy Nowruz to you. Would you like it? Happy Eid to you, good madam, as the festivals of the end of Ramadan is going on throughout the Muslim world. Happy Eid to you. Again, M16. M16 says, it is more than a culture festival, not religious one. I see. Is it? In which culture? What a liar you are. Why are you lying like this? Whose culture is it? Who said this is a Eid al-Fitr is a cultural festival? What if you're exposing Islam? And I come to you and I say, Happy Eid. You don't back your saying with sources. So this principle and these Muslims, they lie through their teeth shamelessly, and they don't, they want to rip apart people. They don't care about the trauma the people are in. They don't care about the nervous shock they've given them. My God. Sorry, it is. I can't celebrate Eid. You know what I'm doing here, M16. Are you aware? Please answer me. Are you aware? Very clever people. Cunning. God, I get these Muslims very clever. Very, बहुत चालाक. यहाँ किसी का भी परवाह नहीं है. बस अपना रिलीजन थोपना है दूसरे पे, by hook or by crook. M16 says, of this stream, no. You wouldn't like it. Sorry, what do you mean by that now? And you blamed me. Look, your Allah has, last time you blamed me that I've, what? Attacked the sacred marriage thing. So if you won't like it when you are streaming about against Islam, and you've been coming, let's say I've been coming and listening to your reason against Islam, the ayats you're giving me, I've put in work here, everything, risked my life, and harassment in the Muslim world by the Muslim leaders too. I don't know what topic is TGIS, this. I don't know what topic is this. So you don't know what topic it is? Have you read the topic? You don't even know, how much do you understand? Do you understand coming to a channel to read the topic before you come to a channel? Have you not been here before also? M16. How many times have you been here? Do you remember? You blamed me for being rude against Imam Hussein. You blame me for attacking the sanctity of marriage and allowing prostitution when I was talking about Surah Azab, verse 52. Curse on liars. जो दुखी को दुखी करता है, दुखी की आ नहीं लेना. एक दिन खुदा न लाइक दुखी की आ सातवें आसमान तक जाती है. Allah sent, which is Allah की वो गई आई थी ना, they killed. But you don't have to kill people physically. You can do it with the words. And the way you have come here, blaming me. Remember? दुखी की आ नहीं लेना. अल्लाह डील दे रहा है तुम लोग जालिमों को. बहुत डील दिया है. देखो वो प्रिंसिपल थी ना, बहुत सक्सेसफुल थी. लेकिन उनका सक्सेस कुछ नहीं फ़ायदा. बिकॉज आखिर वो जहन्नम में जाएगी. शी इज़ गोइंग टू गो टू हेल. इतनी अजियत में रखा है, उसके लिए चले मैं तो उससे कुछ मांगती भी नहीं थी, लेकिन ये भी तो नहीं है थोड़ा एहसास किसी के लिए। कि मारते रहो अजियत में डाल। किसी को मारते रहो, दुखी को मारते रहो, ऐसा कर दिया था प्रिंसिपल ने। किसी को हायर किया था, क्या किया था, मुझे ऐसी अजियत में रखा था। खुद जा रही थी हमदर्द अपने ऑक्यूपेशन में, बड़ी खुश थी। हकीम सैयद के असैसिनेशन के बाद भी जा रही थी ये औरत, पता है, उधर हमदर्द। ऐसी स्ट्रॉन्ग, जालिमों को खुदा जो स्ट्रेंथ देता है, और अपने गुनाह कवर कर दिए थे। शादीशुदा थी, अब कैसे ये मुझे आया कि ये लेस्बियन है, या थी या है, कैसे पता चला कि ये लेस्बियन है। एक दफ़ा ऐसे खुला, जैसे मैं सिर्फ आई जस्ट वेंट टू हर हाउस टू इनवाइट हर। आई डोंट नो व्हाट हैपेंड टू मी। Either I saw her past opened up to me, something that she had done in the past or something, maybe a lesbian act, not sure. So I just kept quiet. What was it? Is it because after, I was just telling myself, Zara, the false rumors against you, maybe you, I don't, so I was like, why would this, something's wrong with me here because of the false rumors against me about lesbianism, the scars that I took, false rumors. Was it that it somehow this poor lady, she might look like a sports, a tomboyish lady. I looked tomboyish in my childhood. So please don't think she's a lesbian. I kept quiet anyways, but I just had this thing. Felt it from her. Or my sense perception, I perceived something. Because you see, in our society, people are not true. They hide things and they show off. Even though I was warned, Istikhara warned me against her. I went on and I said, these negative things that, and even if she, whatever she turns out to be, but I didn't know I cannot help liars or deceptive, devious, dubious people. Even if you love them, like God wants to give you unconditional love and wants to help you, but you, because of your dubious deviousness and your selfishness and things like that, God cannot help you. So we have Duai Kumail, we have a program to discipline ourselves first. If we can't get up to say our prayers, but she was a 5 times prayer lady. punctually praying and fasting. اور ذرا بھی اس کو فیلنگ نہیں آتی تھی فاسٹنگ میں کہ میں پیاسی ہوں یا بھوکی ہوں. I'm thirsty or I'm hungry. She told me. اور جیسے ظالم کو نا خدا کہتا ہے like my aunt used to say کہ if you get everything all your wishes come true. تو اچھا نہیں ہے. like خدا اپنے مومنوں کو 40 دن میں اگر کچھ فیلنگ نہیں آئے, درد پرابلم نہیں ہو, تو سمجھو وہ مومن ہی نہیں ہے. اس کو خدا نے چھوڑ دیا ہے, ٹیسٹ ہی نہیں کر رہا ہے. سو وہ ظالم کو ذرا بھی فیلنگ نہیں آتی. سو مائی آنٹ مدر took this fallout or something and she said, you know your principal, whatever she wishes she will get. Her 5 stars are shining brightly. قسمت بڑی اچھی ہے. تو خدا نے اس کو ہر چیز لائک دے دیتا تھا بیکاز چاہتا نہیں تھا کہ وہ زیادہ پرے کرے. اس کی آواز بھی خدا کو پسند نہیں آئی کہ بیزار ہو گیا ہوں, اس کو جلدی دے دو. یہ گر گرا کے کبھی روک کے مجھ سے نہیں پوچھے. بیکاز جو ہمارے یہاں کہتے ہیں شیعہ میں مومن ہوتے ہیں نا, تو ان کے دل میں درد ہوتا ہے, ان کے دل میں احساس ہوتا ہے. اور جب خدا کسی کو نہیں چاہتا ہے نا تو بولتا ہے جلدی ان کو دے دو, میں بیزار ہوں. یہ اپنی آواز, میں ان کی آواز سے بیزار ہوں. میں سننا نہیں چاہتا ہوں ان کی آواز کہ مجھے پکار کے گر گرا کے رو کے مجھ سے بیگ کریں. تو ایسی ظالم عورت تھی, سخت قسم کی اندر سے, لیکن باہر بڑی نرم بنتی تھی. اور پھر ہم نے تو کچھ زیادہ دن رہ کے دیکھا کہ کچھ ٹھیک نہیں ہے ان کے ہسبینڈ اور ان کے بیچ میں. مجھے لگتا ہے اس لیے شاید جیسے اس نے کہا مجھے پرنسپل نے جب میں کینڈل لے کے گئی کہ ہیو اے کینڈل لائٹ ڈنر وتھ یور ہسبینڈ, اور آئی وانٹڈ ٹو ٹیک اے نائٹ ڈریس فار وتھ ہر ہسبینڈ, کینڈل لائٹ ڈنر رومانٹک. تو مجھے کہنے لگی نو, ناٹ وتھ مائی ہسبینڈ, وتھ یو. صاف صاف مجھے اپنے گھر یہ بولا کہ ناٹ وتھ مائی ہسبینڈ کینڈل لائٹ رومانٹک ڈنر, بٹ وتھ یو. تو ایک اولڈ وومن ہے, یو نو وین مائی گرینڈ پیرنٹس گاٹ اولڈ دے lived in separate rooms, and تو میں سمجھی شاید میں نے غلط کچھ بول دیا ادھر, because she's an elderly woman but she didn't look elderly. She didn't act elderly. I didn't think that she would mind this, because ان کا بیٹا بھی ایسے ایسے جوکس کرتا تھا, میں نے سنا تھا. تو I also said, Mommy, even though she's like elderly, I said, why don't you, I've bought this candle for you, it's 8 hours. Have a romantic candlelight dinner with your husband. تو مجھے لگا کہ ٹھیک ہے اگر یہ اب कुछ प्रॉब्लम लगता है इनके हस्बैंड और इनके बीच में. So what I did with prayers, like sometimes if I'm reading Duai Mashlul, Duai Kumail, or Duai Yastashir, I would add her name to, oh God, make our wishes come true and you give. And add my name, not only for myself, pray for my family, but pray for in her name and her family's name. Forgive our sins. दुआई कुमेल में like जैसे है the sins which tear apart safeguards. So I would add my name there and say my mummy also, and I put her picture, you know where I put her? In the Quran. It is incumbent when I felt that she might need help, because someone told me that you will be separated for 2 years and she will have a personal problem. So thereafter, not only prayed to Hazrat, went to Hazrat Abbas's alam in Karadar to pray that dream alam found in a dream, but because it is and all everything like it is incumbent on us to save the believers. So I was like, oh God, please help her. I put her picture in the Quran, ayat, on this ayat. It is incumbent on us, actually it should be on us, to save the believers, rather than, in front of her. If I was, even if I was the principal, her principal, I would never ever say it in front of her mother. Be straight like that. It is incumbent on us to save the believers. Surah Yunus, there are 2 ayats like this, I think. One is in Surah Yunus, ayat 103. It is incumbent on us to deliver the believers. Then shall we save our messengers and the believers in like manner. And the one here, Surah Rum. Yeah, I think I put it in either this ayah, this surah, in the Quran that I had in Karachi. And we have already sent messengers before you to their peoples, and they came to them with clear evidences. Then we took retribution from those who committed crimes. And incumbent upon us was support of the believers. To help believers is ever incumbent upon us. So if you see someone's some problem someone is having, we don't humiliate them. If there's something, I always try to understand what this is, and try to give the best advice, the best possible way to take in this. But never to humiliate another and to act dishonestly. If never ever to put the blame on someone. Where, I've seen I was hard on myself and with my siblings. I said, nip it in the bud, right? As my teacher did. Don't lie. Don't abuse others. And don't put blame on others before putting a blame on someone else. If you can walk away gracefully from them. But don't then start complaining against them and this and that. This is how I was taught by my teacher, my mother. If you don't like someone, stay away. Don't call them, don't write letters and put she's such a bee and this and that. I would be very strict about that. Not to abuse people. Even though they are, if you feel they are like bees, meaning bitchy, excuse me, I would never use that word in my normal state. I would use the appropriate word. The appropriate word would be, if someone is a this, and I've even forgotten the appropriate word. Make spitefully critical comments. Making spitefully critical comments. That's a. So in short, where my head is now cracked. Slang. Bitch is a pejorative slang word for a person, usually a woman. When applied to a woman or girl, it means someone who is belligerent, unreasonable, strong-willed, unfairly thrown at any strong-willed, assertive woman. Female jerk, unpleasant, a wretch, miserable. Dubious, untrustworthy, doubtful, dodgy. Extremely dubious, not to be relied upon. Hesitating, doubt, not to be relied upon, not to be trusted. Devious also. So I would use these words. Showing a skillful use of underhand tactics to achieve goals. Dishonest, deceitful, of a route or journey long, no. Dishonest, underhanded, double-crossing someone. A double-crosser. Deceive or betray a person with whom one is supposedly cooperating. A betrayal of someone with whom one is supposedly cooperating. A double-crosser. Trickster, defraud, cheat, betray. For example, I was now getting why her husband told me to go with him for golf, to the golf club in the afternoon, because she was, what do you say, what's that word? Like backbiting, like she was, what came in my mother's fall? Sangandasi and Dughli karna. Like, in front of me, she would say, oh, just forget about the past. Just leave the past behind now. And even if Miss Dissa called me as she was Mr. Saw was her teacher when she was in St. Joseph's College, the principal herself. That was her alma mater. So even if Mr. Saw called me, I would not have thrown you out of college. Things like that, in front of my face. But behind my back, the moment I leave her house, she's like, oh, God, oh, I've got this problematic girl. And, she's got a past. And I better watch out. Oh, Gulzar. I'm really tired of this student coming here. She's a problem. She's got a problematic past. And then one day she tells me that you were a nuisance to Mr. Saw. So one day she tells me that I'm a nuisance to Mr. Saw. Another day she tells me Mr. Saw is a miserable woman, her teacher, her ex-teacher. And another day she tells me that if Mr. Saw had called her and told her to kick me out of college, she would not have done that. Totally, meaning... So maybe she told her husband that I'm a problematic in Urdu. Totally, in meaning... I can't read this. In Urdu. Very, very painful. So it's taken, when you're in a shock, it takes, about these liars and dubious people, it takes time to accept. Dughli khor. Let's put dughli khor. Dughli. Chughli khor. So I think dughli is in Farsi, the word. Does it come to chughli? चुगली खाना किसी की, दूसरों की बुराई करना, चुगली खोर, गमज़, दूसरों की बुराई करने वाला, behind the back, like backbiting, किसी की खराबी पीछे करना, उनके फेस पे नहीं करना, not on the faces, but backbiting, behind the, saying bad things, and in front acting like a very... So her husband is this Devi, Sarant is Devi. So Paramahamsa Vishwananda, when these gurus, they give you darshan, they can see your whole life. And any sin you have, by giving you darshan, you're like standing in front of God. It erases your past sins. Right? So now they're telling me that the husband, it wasn't because I think he did see the first time I was there in her car, we went to her house, and she was taken aback by her husband. She literally she went back, taken aback. So her husband saw this while he opened the gate. I think he may have seen that she was taken aback for the car to go in, and I left the car. And so what was it? Was it because of this that her husband, because they weren't getting along, that her husband asked her, or he wanted a daughter because they didn't have a daughter. So he wanted to make me a daughter, like that? Or was it because he wanted to tell me, he wanted to show me her real face? Or that she was backbiting behind, like she was backbiting to him. That, oh, she's a problem, Miss Tissa. She was a nuisance to Miss Tissa. So let's see what Devi sees. Zahra Auntie's Devi sees in her. And that time when her husband in their house told me, come with me for golf, to the golf club, and didn't invite her. 3 o'clock, we will go to the golf club. Devi is not saying anything right. She was backbiting about you. What she told her husband behind your back was she is a problematic girl, a nuisance, and she's patronizing with me, like she's helping me. So Devi is telling me that Mrs. Munira Gulzar, again, it's very difficult, Devi, very difficult for me to, very painful, to even accept this. So that's why we have problems, insanity, mental health problems, illnesses in this society, because of a lot of hypocrisy, betrayal. It's Devi, Zahra, Munira Gulzar, पांजे हस्बैंड के चई कि तू प्रॉब्लमैटिक आई इनले करे मुंहिंजो हस्बैंड तोखे गुरियो ते ॾेखारे कि ही माई हू बि ठीक न थियो हो लेकिन ही माई बि ठीक न थियो Devi is telling me that it's because she told her husband, not even her sisters, but that is a different thing. She told her husband that I'm a problematic person and that she wants to help me in college and, make me stay in college, and her aim is like this, to help me. And Devi is saying that although her husband was also not a good person, but she herself was also not a good person. Mrs. Munira Gulzar. So, but the reason why he wanted to show you that his wife is also not a good person. Dughli, chugli khor, backbiting, but showing something entirely different in front of me. I have to take a break. I will come back later.